Hello students, welcome to the channel. In an earlier video, we solved the no calculator math section of the October 2020 PSAT. In this video, we'll solve the calculator section together. So let's begin. Question 1. The ratio of J to 40 is 1:2. J to 40 is 1:2. What is the value of J? So J would be 40 over 2, which is 20. So that's C. Let's put C as the answer. Okay. The length of the line segment AB is 380. The length of line segment DB is 95% of the length of line segment AB. What is the length of CD? So CD is 95% of 380, since that is segment AB. So let's plug this in the calculator. When you put 95, so I can just put 380 into 0.95. 380 into 0.95, which is 361. So option B is the right answer. So let's do that. Let's put B for this. Okay. Question 3, what is the perimeter of the rectangle shown? So the length is 10 and the breadth is 5, and the perimeter is 2 times the length plus breadth. So 2 times 15, which is 30. So C is the right answer, option C. Okay. Question 4, which of the following lengths in centimeters is closest to 17.25 inches? So 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So 17.25 inches would be 17.25 multiplied by 2.54 centimeter. So let's plug that. 17.25 multiplied by 2.54, which is 43.82, option D. So that's the right answer. Okay. Question 5. This is a system of simultaneous linear equations. In the given system, B is a constant. If the system has infinitely many solutions, what is the value of B? So when we write the equations as A1x plus B1y is C1 and A2x plus B2y is C2, then for infinite solutions, my condition is A1 by A2 is B1 by B2, and that is C1 by C2. So A1 by A2 here is 2 by 3. That should be equal to 4 by 6, and that should be equal to 12 by B. Now I can see that 2 by 3 and 4 by 6 are anyway equal, so I can just equate 12 by B to 2 by 3. This cancels out, so B becomes 18. So if B is 18, then the system would have infinite solutions, so option D. Okay, number 6, the table shows the batch number and type of item for 150 items. If an item from batch 2 is selected at random, what is the probability that the item is type A? So in a probability question, my denominator is determined by all possible values. So an item from batch 2. So batch 2, the total number of items is 60. So that becomes my denominator. And within that, the numerator is the favorable outcome. So I type A. So type A in batch 2 is 20, right? So 20 will be my numerator. So 20 by 60, which is 1 by 3, but the options are given without simplifying the fraction. So we'll just go with B. Okay, so that's B. The function G gives the number of green algae growing in a beaker, where T represents the amount of time in hours since the algae were placed in the beaker, right? What amount of time is needed for the number of green algae in the beaker to double? Okay, so we can see that at T is equal to 0, the value, the number of green algae is 10,000, right? So at what time t would the number of green algae become 20,000? So that would be 20,000 is 10,000 times 2 to the power t by 2, because we need the number of green algae to double. So that means this cancels out with 2. So 2 is 2 to the power t by 2, which means t by 2 is 1. And so t is 2. So which means that after 2 hours, the number of green algae will double. And that's also kind of intuitive, because if you put 2 here, if you put 2 for t, then 2 by 2 becomes 1. And you can see that 10,000 gets doubled, right? So t should be 2 hours. Option C. Okay. The table shows the undergraduate enrollments of 2 colleges for 4 years. Based on the data, which of the following is true about the undergraduate enrollments of A and B during these 4 years? So we have been asked to compare the range and we have been asked to compare the means. Okay, so let's find the range for A first. What's the highest value? 19,500. And what is the lowest value? 16,500. So that's just 3,000 range for A, and range for B, the highest value is 18,500 and the lowest value is 16,500. So that's 2,000. So range for A is greater than the range for B, right? So both A and B are wrong, because in A, I'm saying it is less, and in B, I'm saying it is equal. So range didn't help us. So let's work with the mean then. Eraser. Okay. Yeah. So let's find the mean. So mean for A, I'm just going to plug this in the calculator. I think the mean for A might be, okay, let's just confirm this. So 16, I'm just working with the numbers without taking the 2 zeros at the end, because those won't matter. So I'm starting with 165 plus 169 plus 173 plus 195, right? Those are the 4 values. And if I divide that by 4, I get 175.5, which becomes 17550. So 17550 is the mean for A. Now let's find the mean for B. 165 plus 174 plus 178 plus 185, and that, when divided by 4, gives me the same value, it gives me 175.5, but I didn't take the zeros, so I'll just write it as 17550. So you can see that the mean for the two are equal. So my right answer is option D. Okay. So that's D. Okay, according to NASA's study of satellite data, the mass of the Antarctic ice sheet increased by 112 billion tons of ice each year from 1992 to 2001. For these years, which of the following types of functions best models the mass of the Antarctic ice sheet as a function of time? So when the amount increases by the same amount, right? When the value of the ice increases by the same amount, then that would be a linear curve, right? It would be linear increasing. If it increases by the same ratio, which, for example, if it increases by 2% every year or something like that, then that's exponential, right? So here the amount of increase is fixed. So this is increasing linear, option A. Okay, the total length in miles of paved roads in a certain town was measured every 5 years. The resulting data are shown in the scatter plot. In 1970, a civil engineer predicted that the existing length of the town's paved road, 25 miles, would increase by 10 miles every 5 years. which of the following is closest between the civil engineers' predicted length of paved roads in 2015 and the one shown in the scatter plot. Okay, so we have to first figure out in 1970, the value for the paved road was 25 miles, right? And it increases by 10 miles every 5 years, right? That's what the engineer said. So between 1975 and 2015, how many 5-year blocks do we have? So if you do 2015 minus 1970, that becomes 5. That's 45 years. 45 years has 9 5-year blocks, right? So if it has 9 5-year blocks, that means that the increase over this period should have been 90 miles, because 10 miles every 5 years, 9 5-year blocks, so the increase should be 90 miles, which means that the value in 2015 should be 25 plus 90, which is 115, right? So it should be 115. Now that should be the value of the total length of paved roads in 2015 as per the engineer's prediction. But actual value is, it's very close to 90, right? A little higher than 90. So the difference between what he predicted and what turned out to be true will be about, it would be about, like, let's say this is little higher than 90. So the difference between 115 and let's say 95 is 20. Because it's not exactly at 90, little above. And anyway, it can't be greater than 20, right? Because other values are much higher. So A is the best answer. Okay, let's go to question 11. For the function f, the table above shows several values of p and their corresponding values of fp, where fp is the area in square inches of a perimeter with perimeter p in inches. Which of the following equations defines f? So when the perimeter is p, then fp is the area, right, for a square. So if the perimeter is p, then the side of a square will be p by 4, because the square has 4 equal sides and those 4 add up to the perimeter. So the side is p by 4. So the area will be p by 4 the whole squared, which is p squared by 16. So my answer should be option D, p squared by 16. Right. So that's option D. Let's choose that. Okay. Question 12. Timothy can paint 2/7 of wall in 1 hour. Jean can paint 1/3 of the same wall in 1 hour. If Timothy and Jean, working together at their respective rates, can paint the entire wall in T hours, which of the following equations represents this situation? So in 1 hour, he can paint 2/7 of a wall, right? So in T hours, Timothy can paint 2T by 7 of a wall. That's the fraction of the wall he can paint. And in T hours, Jean can paint 1 by 3T of the wall, right? So in T hours, Timothy paints 2T by 7 of the wall and Jean paints 1 by 3T of the wall, right? So to finish the wall, the sum of these fractions should be 1, right? So no amount of the wall should be left. So 2T by 7 plus T by 3, that should be 1, right? Because you are saying that the total amount of the wall, which is represented by the fractions, there should be no fraction left. So that should be 1. So 2T by 7 plus T by 3 is 1. So that's option B. Okay, so option A. Question 13. The figure above shows the distance from Tom's house and from Patty's house to the school on Carver Road. It takes Tom and Patty the same amount of time to arrive at school from their respective homes. Tom rides his bike from his house to school along Carver Road at an average rate of t miles per hour, and Patty rides a bus from her house to school at an average rate of p miles per hour. What is t in terms of p? Okay, so they take the same time. So time for Tom is the same as time for Patty, which means distance for Tom divided by speed for Tom. Speed for Tom should be distance for Patty divided by speed for Patty. Now distance for Tom is 3 and speed for Tom is t miles per hour. Distance for Patty is 9 and speed for Patty is p miles per hour. So 3 cancels with this, so 3. So I can say 3t is p. So t will be p by 3, which is option A. Okay, so question 13 is A. Question 14. The graphs in the xy plane of the two equations above have how many points of intersection? Okay, so my graph is y is x square minus 1. And from this, I can say y is 4 minus x, right? So y is 4 minus x. So I equate them to get the points of intersection. So x square minus 1 is 4 minus x. So x square plus x minus 5 is 0. X squared plus x minus 5 is 0, right? X squared minus 1 is 4 minus x. So x squared plus x minus 5 is 0. Okay, now can I solve this? Let's find out. What is the discriminant of this quadratic equation? B square minus 4ac. B is 1 minus 4 times 1 times negative 5, which is 1 plus 20. So that's 21. So the discriminant is greater than 0, which means I'll have two distinct solutions, right, for this quadratic equation. And so this system will have 2 points of intersection, right? So that's option C. Okay, let's go to number 15. So the table lists 4 planets and gives their mean distance from the sun in millions of kilometers and their surface gravities as percentage of Earth's surface gravity. Okay. The gravity at Earth's surface, also called the acceleration due to gravity, is 9.8 meters per second squared. Okay. Earth's surface. Okay, so surface gravity at Earth is 9.8. For an object with mass m kilograms, the weight in newtons is given by W is ma, where a is the acceleration due to gravity at the planet's surface. If an object is moved from one planet to another, the object's mass does not change, but its weight does. Okay. The mean distance of Mars from the sun is k times the mean distance of Mercury from the sun. Which of the following is closest to the value of k? Okay, so I'm saying that the mean distance of Mars from the sun, which is 227.9, is k times the mean distance of Mercury from the sun, which is 57.9. So k is 227.9 divided by 57.9. That's what k is. So let's plug that in. 227.9 divided by 57.9, which comes to 3.94, right? 3.94. So let's look at our options. Yeah, so that's option D. 15 is D. Okay, let's do the next one. Question 16. If Jing would weigh 200 newtons on the surface of Mars, which of the following is closest to what her weight would be on the surface of Venus? Okay, so basically 200 newtons is Jing's mass multiplied by acceleration due to gravity on Mars, which is 37.7% of 9.8, right? Because on Earth, it's 9.8. So that's what the equation we have. So I can actually find Jing's mass from here. So that would be 200 divided by 37.7% of 9.8, right? So I'll just keep it like that. I'm not going to solve it right now. Okay, so that's her mass. So on the surface of Venus, her weight would be mass of Jing multiplied by Venus. So Venus is 90.7. So 90.7% of 9.8, right? Because that's what. Now, if you put MJ here, that's 200 divided by 37.7% of 9.8 into 90.7% of 9.8. So then you see that this percentage in 9.8 and this percentage in 9.8 gets cancelled. So effectively your answer becomes, I'll write it here, 200 into 90.7 by 37.7. Right? That's the effective answer. So that becomes 200 multiplied by 90.7 and that divided by 37.7, which is 481. So about 480 newtons. So C is the right answer for this question. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Question 17 and 18 refer to the following information. Both the density and the specific heat of a substance can change based on the temperature of the substance. Density is mass per unit kilograms and specific heat is the amount of heat in kilojoules required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of a substance by 1 degree. The equation D is equal to minus 0.08x plus 918 models the relationship between temperature and density of ice, that is frozen water, where x is the temperature and d is the density. Okay, the line shows the model between the temperature and specific heat of ice. Okay, so we have all this information. So let's go to 17. Based on the graph, which of the following is the best approximation of the line that models the relationship between temperature and specific heat? Okay, so we have to find the slope. So let's try and pick up some points. So I like this one and I like this one. So I'm going to pick minus 70, 1.6 and minus 40, 1.8. So my slope is 1.8 minus 1.6. This is point divided by minus 40 plus 70, right? So that's 0.2 divided by 30, which is going to be, let's just plug that in, 0.2 divided by 30. So that's 0.007, right? 0.007. So that's option C. Okay. So that's C. Okay. A piece of ice has a density of 920.4 kilograms per meter cube. Based on the graph, which of the following is closest to the specific heat of this piece of ice? Okay, so it has a density of 920.4. So I'll use this equation, minus 0.08x plus 918. So that means that, so 920.4 minus 918 is 2.4, and that's minus 0.08x. So x is negative 3, right? Because, no, negative 30. X is negative 30 because 8 into 3 is 24. And then, yeah, you have, because 0.08 into 3 would be 0.24. So that's negative 30. So if negative 30 is the temperature, then from this graph, my specific heat would be about 1. It's closer to 1.9, right, than anything. So it's option B, right? Okay, So let's go with option B. Okay. A line of best fit will be drawn for the data in the scatter plot. Which of the following is true about the slope of the line? Okay, so I'm drawing a line of best fit. So let's see, it will look something like this. Something like that, right? Because it would have to like be, now I know that my slope is positive because it's a rising line, so it can't be this. Now let's try and see if I take this and this. So I have a slope, I have my y2 minus y1 looks like 1 and x2 minus x1 looks like 2, right? It's approximately, so it is between 0 and 1 as per this graph, right? So I'll go with B as the answer. Okay, so that's B. Right, let's go to 28. If 2x minus 1 is 5 minus 2x, what is the value of 2x? So 2x minus 1 is 5 minus 2x. So 4x is 6. So 2x is 3. So the answer is 3, option D. Okay. 21. The lengths of the sides of a rectangle are A and B, where A is greater than B. Okay, so let's just draw this. This is a rectangle A and B. The sum of the lengths of the two shorter sides and one of the longer sides of the rectangle is 36. So the two shorter sides and one longer side. So 2B plus A is 36. What value of A maximizes the area of the triangle? What value of A maximizes the area of the triangle? Right. So, right. So then A should be 2B, right? Because that's what, if the sum of two numbers is constant, then the product will be the greatest. But we need the product of A and B though. Let's see. So if I take A as 2B, then 2A is 36 and A is 18 and B is 9. So A is 18 and B is 9, right? Is that the best I can do? Or is there something else? Actually, let's work with options. So what about 24? If A is 24, then 2B is 12. So B is 6, right? 6 and 6 twos are 12. 24, yeah, 36. So what is 24 into 6? 24 into 6 is 4, carry 2, 14. And what is 18 into 9? 7. 6. Right, so no, you do get it higher when C is 8. Yeah. So basically you use the same concept. You use the concept of, because you need to have A and 2B. So when you take A as equal to 2B, then the product would be the highest, right? So that's when, so basically when the sum is constant, the product is highest when the numbers are equal. We use that concept and that gave us the value of A as 18, option C. Okay. So there are two data sets shown. If a number is selected at random from data set X, what is the probability that the selected number is also a number in data set Y? Okay, so there are 5 numbers in data set X. So my denominator is 5. And how many are common? 2 is not in Y, 3 is not in Y, 5 is, okay, so there are 2 5s, so they are present. And 8 is also. So it's 3 numbers which are common. So between a data set X and Y. So it's 3 by 5, option C. Yeah. Okay, let's put that. Let's go to 23rd. At a science museum, a robotics club hosted a fundraising event for no more than 650 people. The club sold X member tickets and Y non-member tickets. Member tickets sold for $20 each and non-member tickets sold for $40 each. The cost to rent the museum for the event was a flat fee of 30,000 plus 12.5 per ticket sold. The equation shows the total profit earned from selling tickets to the event. Okay. So the robotics club made a total profit of 8125 from selling tickets. If 200 member tickets were sold, how many non-member tickets? Okay. So 8125 is equal to 20 minus 12.5. So that's 7.5 times X. X is member ticket. So that's 200 plus 40 minus 12.5. So that's 27.5 times Y, which we have to find, minus 3000. Okay, so that gives me 8125 plus 3000, which is 11,125, 11,125 is 7.5 into 2, 15. So 1500 plus 27.5 Y. Okay, so when I put this in a calculator, I get 11,125 minus 1500, which is this, divided by 27.5, which is 350. So the number of non-member tickets was 350, option B. Okay. What is the best interpretation of the term 20 minus 12.5 in this context? So 20 minus 12.5, as you can see, is the profit earned per member ticket, right? Because that multiplied by the number of member tickets X gives the profit from member tickets. The second expression gives the profit from non-member tickets, and then 3000 is the cost to rent, so that's subtracted. So this is the so this is the increase in the total profit for every additional member ticket sold. That's option C, right? It's not cost, so A and B are out. And it's for every additional members, not all members, because we multiply it with X. So C is the answer. Okay, this is a quadratic equation, and they're asking me the value of X minus 2. So let's X minus 2 be T. So T squared plus 5T plus 6 is 0, where T is X minus 2. So T plus 2 into T plus 3 is 0. So T is negative 2 or negative 3. So X minus 2 is negative 2 or negative 3. So from the options, X minus 2 can be option B. Okay, so that's option B. 26, which of the following is equivalent to root 4x for all x greater than 0? So root 4x can just be written as 2 times root x, because when I take 4 outside the square root, I get 2. So 2 times root x. And then root x can be written as x to the power half. So that's just option A. Okay. 27, the expression 1.60W represents the result of increasing a quantity W by what percent? So you can see that whenever you multiply a number by a certain multiple, let's say 1.6, then this represents the increase. So here it would be 60%. Why? Because when you say W plus 60% of W, then that's W plus 0.6W, and that's 1.6W. So you get 1.6W when you increase W by 60%. So B is the answer. Okay, we now come to the written questions. The bar graph shows the UK box office revenue for the top 12 films in the UK from 1989 to 2015. How many of the films had UK box office revenue between 60 million and 100 million pounds? Okay, between 60 and 100, which means this qualifies. Oh, even these, right? 100, you have to go up to here. So between 60 and 100. So 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 qualify. So the answer is 4. Okay. If 125% of x is 225, what is the value of x? So 125% of x is 225. So 25 fives are 125 and 25 nines are. So x is 900 by 5, which is 180, I think. Right? 5 ones of 180. So the value of x is 180. Okay, let's write that down. Coming to the end of the test, almost there. If the system of equations above, a is a positive constant. If the graph of the equations are perpendicular lines in the xy plane, what is the value of a? Okay, so for perpendicular lines, the product of the slopes is -1. And when the lines are written as ax plus by is c, then the slope is minus a by b. So for the first one, the slope would be -5 by 1. That's slope 1. And for the second one, it would be minus a by -1. So that's slope 2, right? Because minus a by b. So m1 is -5 and m2 is a. So then -5 into a should be -1. So a should be 1 by 5. So the value of a is 1 by 5. Okay, 1 by 5 or 0.2. And the last question, the table above shows the frequencies for the 9 different values that occur in a 31 item data set. What is the median value of the data set? Okay, so for 31 items, the median value will be the 16th item, right? Because when the number of items is odd, as in this case 31, the median is the n plus 1 by 2 item, which in this case would be 16th. So 4 plus 7, 11, 11 plus 6, 17, right? So the 16th item occurs here, right? Which is 35, because till 11th you have 34, and from 12th to 17th items, each of them is 35. So the 16th item is 35, and so that's the median of the set. Okay, so that's 35. Right, now let's grade our answers. We finished the calculator section. So where is the October 14? Yeah, this is the answer curve. Okay, calculator, CBCDD, CBCDD, BCDAA, BCDAA, 11 DAAC, DAAC, 15 DCCBB, DCCBB, 20 DCCBC, DCCBC, BAB, BAB, 4, 180, 0.2 and 35. Okay, so we got all correct. Great, so that was the calculator section of the October 2020 PSAT. I will put the link for the no-cal section in the description box, and also for the English sections on which I've made videos already. Hope this was useful. If it was, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Let me know what other videos you'd like me to upload, and I'll try uploading them. I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.